All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. In this one, I wanted to ask the question here, could the New Orleans Saints possibly trade up with the New York Jets in the upcoming 2022 NFL Draft? I actually don't think it's crazy, right? I definitely feel like that's realistic, right? The Saints just pulled off a humongous trade involving tons of draft picks here, numerous draft picks, right? Future picks in this year's class. Long story short, the Saints now own 2 first-round picks in this year's class, 16 and 19. Okay, they gave away a first-round pick next year and a 2024 second-round pick. Of course, there were some later-round picks involved. But look, the Saints aren't just getting up in the morning and saying, you know what, let's just trade all these draft picks because we want to. No, they have their eye on somebody. I don't know who. We can only assume whether it's maybe a Kenny Pickett, a Malik Willis, a quarterback, maybe even a left tackle to replace Armstead. We're going to talk about that in a second, but the Saints are doing something strategic here. They have something up their sleeve. We don't know exactly what it is, but there's something brewing in New Orleans. Okay, now look, maybe the Saints are completely content with sitting there with their 2 first-round picks. It's an awesome spot. Let's not kid ourselves. That's a great position to be in, okay? Maybe they are targeting a wide receiver. Maybe they love a guy in like Trevor Penning to replace Armstead. So now you can go get a wide receiver and Penning with these 2 first-round picks. Maybe that's the plan. But as far as a quarterback trade-up is concerned, I do feel like it's realistic and I do feel like it's a possibility. The reason why I'm naming the New York Jets as a team to watch here is because they make sense on a few different levels here. Number 1, they're currently sitting at spot number 4, right? Who is behind the Jets? We got the New York Giants. Could they draft a quarterback? They have 2 top 10 picks. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but at the same time, I don't want to say it's likely, okay? So a little bit of a question mark. We don't really know what, this Giants new regime is going to be doing exactly with these top 2 picks. I feel like they're going to be targeting offensive line and edge, but the jury is still out. I wouldn't completely rule it out. It's not like the Jets, right? The Jets are not going to be selecting a quarterback at spot number 4. The Jags are not going to be selecting one at spot number 1. The Giants don't have that 100%, I'm going to put a stamp on it. They're not doing it. I'm leaving the door open. Who else? The Carolina Panthers, the division rival. Carolina Panthers at spot number 6. They desperately need a quarterback, okay? I feel like Matt Rule's on his last leg. Could he be fired? Ben McAdoo got brought in for, to be their new offensive coordinator. Sam Darnold, does the organization believe in him at this point? I don't feel like he's the long-term option in Carolina. I really don't. Cam Newton, PJ Walker, they need a quarterback, okay? They could draft one. They could definitely, I could definitely see a quarterback being in play at spot number 6. 7, it's the Giants. Pick number 8, the Atlanta Falcons. Marcus Mariota. Although I do love that acquisition for that Falcons team, familiarity with Arthur Smith, he brings mobility to the offense. I don't really know what the long-term vision is with Atlanta right now, but they moved off of Matt Ryan. I think Marcus Mariota is a solid placeholder, at least for this season, maybe this season and a following year. But it's a good spot to be in if you want to select one of these rookie quarterbacks, because he could sit a year behind Marcus Mariota. He could sit a half year behind Marcus, and there's not that immediate pressure to go in there, start winning games and everything like that. You have a nice veteran quarterback there to keep the seat warm until the rookie is ready. Spot number 9, the Seattle Seahawks, a team that just traded away Russell Wilson. I could see a quarterback being in play here. Even though the Seahawks have been vocal about Drew Lock, it seems like this is an organization that wants Lock, and they included him in the deal for a reason. I don't feel like Drew Lock made or broke that deal. I feel like if Seattle really had no interest in Lock whatsoever, they would have just asked for another draft pick. They would have asked for another player. I don't think Denver would have declined and said, you know what, never mind, we're not interested. So I feel like Seattle, even though they like Drew Lock, we have to leave the door open here. Although I will say this, we don't know what's happening with Baker Mayfield. I do feel like Mayfield in Seattle makes sense. It's something to watch there. Could he be traded? Is Baker going to be released? That's still, a big domino to fall here. Maybe he does end up going to Carolina. Maybe the Panthers have a change of heart and they do want to bring Mayfield in. I don't know what's happening on the Baker Mayfield front, but the bottom line is there's a lot of teams behind the New York Jets at spot number 4 and in front of the Jets at spot number 10 that need quarterbacks. What do we know so far? We know that the Jets could very well trade back because Joe Douglas is open to it. It's been reported, it's been well documented. That would be something that the Jets could be interested in if the opportunity presents itself. Okay, so that's one side of it. If you want to take a look at the draft pick point system, I'm not really I personally don't put a lot of stock into it. I know some people love it. I know some people hate it. I do feel like it is worth mentioning that the 4th overall pick is worth 1,800 points. If we take the 16th overall pick and the 19th overall pick, the 2 first-round picks that the Saints own, that equates to 1,875. Okay, so right around the same draft pick value according to this system. Now, do I think it's worth it? Do I think it's worth trading away the 4th overall pick in the draft for 16 and 19? I don't. I actually think because of the situation, because of how clear the quarterback need is for the team sitting behind the Jets, because of this current scenario, the Saints would have to offer up at least a little bit more, whether it's a late round pick, a middle round pick, a futures pick. And I know I'm a Jet fan. I'm not just saying that because I want extra picks. I do feel like in order for Joe Douglas to pull the trigger, parting ways with that 4th overall pick, it's going to take a little bit more because at the end of the day, the Jets, they do have a lot of holes. Offensive line, edge, free safety, corner. We can get an awesome player with that 4th overall pick. Okay, so I don't see the Jets bailing out immediately for these 2 first-round picks, which would then leave us with 10, 16, and 19. I think it would take a little bit more. But we're looking at the Saints situation. This is almost a perfect landscape to develop a rookie quarterback, right? There's not really that immediate pressure. Brady's coming back to Tampa Bay. The Falcons are kind of rebuilding. What the heck is happening in Carolina? Are they, set to blow the whole thing up? There's not that immediate pressure to make this deep playoff push for the rookie quarterback to get in there and start winning a bunch of games. They have a great offensive line. They have superstars on that offense, right? Assuming Michael Thomas comes back, everything is good to go on that front. Alvin Kamara running back. They have a quarterback in Jameis Winston, a veteran quarterback in this league that looked pretty good. I know Jameis Winston over the years has been a little bit of an easy target by fans and by media, but look, in his time with the New Orleans Saints last year, he was solid. He won 5 games. He threw for 14 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. I mean, Winston was holding it down. He was doing a great job right in the early parts of that season, right up until the injury. So, I look at a guy in Winston who is more than capable of playing the entire season, right? Taking that pressure off of the rookie quarterback. So we have a Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers situation where they're walking into a locker room that's already established. They already have, I know Sean Payton left, but the bulk of that staff is still there. It's still there. They're not going to be completely revamping the systems on both sides of the football, but specifically on offense. This is I really like this offensive staff. I do. It's based off of timing. It's based off of accuracy. And the one quarterback that sticks out is Kenny Pickett, because I do feel like Kenny Pickett's skill set, his strengths match up very, very well with this exact scheme. Okay, I think he could step in and play immediately, but look, if the team wants to go out with Jameis Winston first, let's see what he has, right? If he puts up 14 touchdowns to 3 picks, nobody's going to be complaining. Nobody is. So now you're in a win-win if you're the New Orleans Saints. The problem is, he could be picked by the rival Panthers, by the rival Falcons, by the Seahawks. Maybe another team wants to leapfrog the Saints at spot number 16. There's a good chance that Kenny Pickett could go before the Saints are on the clock here. So do they pull the trigger? Do they want to trade up? Now, we could, create the discussion of a possible trade up for an offensive lineman, because the Jets are in a great spot for offensive line specifically, whether you want an Evan Neal, an Ike Ekwonu, a Charles Cross. One of those guys, some of those guys could very well be there. If the Saints want to trade up for an offensive lineman, I could see it going down, okay, because I believe in all 3 of those tackles. I really, really do. And of course, there's some other guys that I do like in maybe the middle to late parts of the first round, Trevor Penning specifically. But hey, if this team wants Evan Neal, there's a chance he could be there. If they want Charles Cross, there's a chance that he could be there with that 4th overall pick. Okay, a really high chance with Cross, by the way. But I will say, I feel like if this team is targeting one of those tackles, maybe they only move up a few spots to 10 with the Jets, something like that. Maybe they don't go all the way up to pick number 4. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What's your take on this? Could you see the Saints pulling off a trade, or do you see them just, content with their 2 first-round picks and moving forward that way? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.